It's Charity Preston from the Organized Classroom blog. It's good to see you today. Today we are going to be looking at the Mac version of how to create labels. In case you've never created labels on your computer before, we're going to basically use Microsoft Word to create some easy labels so that going into next school year, you will be the label queen or king of your school, and you'll be able to put labels instead of handwriting everything on your items for your kids in your classroom. So I went ahead and I opened up Microsoft Word in my Mac, and I'm going to go right over here, and I am just going to go straight to a blank template here. Okay. From this point, when you have a blank Word document, you're going to go into Tools, and you are going to go right down to Labels, and it's going to open up another box for us here. Okay, I ignore this whole top part here. What you want to look at is the type of label that you have. So you always want to, I always go into label options to pick the one that I want. Now the two that I tend to use the most, I have Avery labels. I've also bought them at Walmart or wherever there are off-brand Staples labels. You're basically going to look for the last 4 digits on the top right corner of the number that's on the label package. So in this case, my Avery labels at the top in the right hand corner says 48363. So I'm looking for 8363, which there's not one. But actually underneath it, it says use Avery template 5163. So I'm going to go all the way back up here. These are numerical in order. It looks like there's a million different kinds, believe it or not. Many of them are the same sizes, and I'm going to show you that in a second, so if you can't find the exact one you're looking for. Okay, what you want to see is what the height and the width are, and that tells you right on the front of the label packaging. I'm going to be creating 2x4 labels. Now another one that I like to use as well is the 8160s, which are smaller. Okay, 8160s, they're 1 by 2.63, okay, all on one page here. Now, if you just really are not sure, you can create a custom label also if you want to, or just kind of go down through and you can see these are some different labels here and the different sizes. So that's kind of helpful if you have an old label, an old postcard, something you want to print on, you need a template for it, you would just go through some of these and find the ones that you need. Okay, because believe it or not, like here's 1x4s. There's a different 2x4s. They're pretty much the same thing. They just might be a different Avery product. And as you can see, there are many other label companies that you could also go into if you have a different type of label. So let's stick with our 5163s. Let's go with it, back to that, the larger labels, so we can see now that you know how to find them. Okay, and we're going to click OK. Okay, we want a full page of the same label. If you just wanted a single label, you could do that as well, but we're not going to. And we're going to click OK. Okay. Now, as you can see, here is the same thing as what I would have on a plain sheet of labels. It looks just like a plain sheet of labels. And all you need to do is I'm going to go in and center and the child's name. I can get real fancy with it. It's there. I can bold it, italicize it if I want. I can change the font on it, whatever kind of font that you want to go with. I really like the chalk duster one. Okay. As you can see that you want. I just want to go with this. I'll put that in there, and then I'm going to make it a little smaller. I'm going to add homework folder. My computer's a little slow. It's not keeping up with me today. Okay, so now in Alexander's folder, I can create this sheet of labels, and I can slap it right on the front of his homework folder at the beginning of the year, and all the students can have the same color folder. They'll know whose is whose. All right, so now I am going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it right in there. Then it's very simple if I want to. Okay. If I just want to add in a different child's name, everything's pretty much the same. I don't have to start over from scratch again. Okay. And then from that point, I can select it all. I'm going to copy it and paste it. Next group. And I can do that all the way down. So basically all I'm going to do is change then the names that are in each of these individual ones as well. So once you have it set the way that you want it to be set, you just go right in and then you can print it. For that point, you're going to make sure your labels are in your printer, obviously, before you hit print. Put the labels in whichever way your printer needs it, upside or downside. Print them off, and now you have a whole set of labels. Another great thing that I like to do is I use the 8160s. So let's go into another new one here, and I'm going to go into the 8160s. Labels. Actually, I think there might even be a 5160. That's just the same. Yep, okay. These are my smaller labels as well. And what I like to do sometimes for this, if I don't want to specifically label a specific folder, okay, I just want this child's name on pretty much everything that I do want to label. I will go on here and I will create a whole page of the same name for each student at the beginning of the year. And that way, whenever they have 5 different folders, 5 different colors, I can slap their name in the top right-hand corner of each of those different folders. Then I'll make a whole page of the larger labels that might say spelling folder, math folder, reading folder. So then we can easily just go around the room and, okay, let's grab our reading one. We're going to put the label right here, and they can put their own names on, actually, if they're older students as well. So make sure that you also save your work, so that way you have the template, it's ready to go. If you get a new student in, all you have to do is go in, change the name, all the fonts, the settings, the labels, already ready for you as well. One other quick thing that I want to show you as well, you may see something like this sometimes pop up and you're like, I do not have the lines for my labels. If that ever happens to you, go up to Table and go into Grid Lines, because sometimes that little grid lines is not checked, and if it's not checked, then you can't see it. Now, it would still print in a label area, but it's much easier if you do this. Another hint with this is if you just want to tab over, you can, but that's going to end up in the space here. So when you're tabbing here, make sure you tab a second time to get into the correct cell for the label. So that is our tutorial today on how to create labels, the Mac version, so you can be the label queen or king of your school next year. Going through the summer, you can already go ahead and make your large labels for your folders, and just wait for that class list to come so you can make the ones for the students. It's kind of handy to have all year a whole page of labels just with that child's name on it. If you have a field trip, if you need something to be labeled that they bring in for show and tell, you can just quickly grab their sheet of labels out of your file folder and slap their name on it. It's definitely a nice trick that I've used in the past. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please join us for even more videos and more discussions at our blog, theorganizedclassroomblog.com, or on our Facebook fan page, facebook.com/theorganizedclassroomblog. Thanks for joining us. Bye.